right, so today's video, we're going to be watching a Silver 3 in a 6v6 game on PS5. I've had a little bit of requests for 6v6 recently. It's been like one of those modes that's like, if I'm just not in the mood for a 5v5 game, it's a fun change of pace. So we figured, why not do an occasional 6v6 VOD for the people that do enjoy 6v6 or are trying to like try it out. Maybe it's, you know, a way for people to see it. So this description here says, hello. So I only have 24 hours in comp, most of which is during drives. I did my placements when I had zero idea how to play and got placed Silver 3. During drives, I went to Bronze 1 all the way back to Silver 3. I'm not sure what I should be doing differently or how to get past Silver 3. I mainly played Juno, Ana, and Comp in Silver 3, but decided to play Mercy this game in Silver 3 because we had a Soldier and a Bastion in Silver 3. I'm just kidding. I didn't actually put that part there. I just saw that I read Silver 3 times, so I just kept adding it. There wasn't that many Silver 3s in there. I just saw it 3 times, so I just kept going. I play 6v6 mostly, and most often I end up being the only support in the team. I felt like my team was very split up, and we could have won more fights if half of them weren't AFK in a random corner. Alas, I did my best. Is there anything I should do to improve, or maybe is it just my lack of even playing comp that's keeping me in silver? Thanks a lot for any help. Okay, cool. So, want to break down one thing here very quickly so people who don't know anything about 6v6 will understand what's going on here. One, in 6v6, open queue, tanks have less HP, and then when you get into the server, it's a max 2 tanks. Everything else you can have multiple of, right? You could technically have 6 DPS, but they limit it to max 2 tanks due to goats in the past. Some of the passives aren't quite applied. Like, I know the tank passive isn't here, so like you get booped around a lot more as tanks. Tanks fall over more, but also it's a little bit more sustain heavy, so it's a... Anyway, point being, it's a little bit different than what you're going to notice in 5v5. Also, I want you to see the other team's comp right now. As of right now, they have no supports. I have a feeling that maybe their Widow might swap to like a support. You're currently in a comp that is 1 support, so good luck, everybody. Let's see how this goes. Now, is that Widow gonna swap, or are they really going 0 supports? Oh, God. I thought maybe the Widow was gonna swap, like, after going for a pick. There's a strategy you would do in like Overwatch 1 where you just like go Widow at the beginning and just like go for a quick shot and then just swap off. So right now your team, the one advantage your team has right now is you have a support. Like you can heal your team. I'm gonna go to the Bastion very quickly. Okay, the DPS passive does still apply in this, by the way, just so you know, chat. This is where it might be a little bit difficult at times because the DPS passive still applies. So it's gonna be like, once somebody falls behind on HP, good luck. Going for the res, I'm okay with this. I mean, so far, like, you're doing everything that you can here. The most important part in any of these situations, this goes regardless if you have, you know, 5 supports here. Use cover. A lot of people forget about on King's Row, like the Widow, for example. That Widow might just grapple up here again. And then now, because you're moving around there, you might fall over to the Widow. So I want you to be very wary of how you play this. If your teammates have map control around this area, playing kind of back and forth here, look at the safety net you have, right? You can heal someone this way, you can heal somebody this way, and you don't die to cover. If you end up here, you might get all in. So I do want to see you get away from this area a little bit more and play a little bit more cover heavy here. If you lose contain, use one of your teammates to Guardian Angel back, and you're going to have a little bit better of a spot going there, right? So we'll see. You're right there, your position. I wonder if this Widow's going to pick you off. I'm curious. Okay, nope, you did everything we talked about there. You stayed there, you healed when you could, and you disengaged out with Guardian Angel. Good job so far. Yep. Good job. Position is looking good. Good. Good start. I think their team will pick up a support yet, chat. What do you think? Also, chat, I do want to point out that damage boosting will be harder for Mercy in this comp when you're solo healing. Damage boost when you can. Like, during this downtime, damage boosting is very good. But then eventually you're going to have to go into heal mode when your teammates take too much chip damage. Don't be afraid to Valk. Okay, so this is a bit of a theory here for me. I actually think you should do more proactive Valks. If you're a solo support, you're going to get ult charged like crazy. In this situation where their team is not running the support and you're a solo support here, why not be a little bit more aggressive with your Valks, right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4 DPS players who will be applying the DPS passive. So there's a chance that if you have to play reactively with your Valk here, your teammates will die through it regardless because of that DPS passive. I want to reiterate, this is a 6v6 VOD. I would be a little bit more proactive with this Valk because you're going to get Valks like crazy.
Heroes never die.
Is this a live spectating? What's going on here? What the heck? Speaking of live spectating, we almost have an idea on it, chat, just so you know.
Tactical visor activated.
Oh, you know what? So I'm going to leave this in the video, and this is a little bit separate from the video. So this player described that they only usually play quick play, and they only play drives. Well, we're going to try a series coming up soon, chat. It might be this month, so pay attention to the Discord. That's where all my stuff we do is. Somebody came up with an idea that we should do a series called, like, the Quick Play Warrior. And you can give me your thoughts, too, by the way. We're still kind of fine-tuning this in the comments if you would like. The idea is we find somebody who has been playing Overwatch for a while, whether it's, you know, at the beginning of Overwatch 2 and you only play quick play, or has played Overwatch for a long time. We'll have a certain parameter on the numbers, I don't know what it will be, basically you never really play ranked, but you want to kind of maybe dip your toes into ranked. And what I will do is I'm going to watch your quick play game, guess what I think your rank is, give you feedback, and then you go and play your 10 placements for the first time in a long time, and then we watch your last VOD, give you more feedback, guess where I think your rank is, and then maybe that can help you kind of dip your toes into ranked a little bit and maybe give some quick play players some, you know, maybe the option of like if they ever want to do a drives and now have a little bit more feedback, okay? Again, we're still in the early stages of this. We don't have it all fleshed out just yet, but it will be soon, and it's probably going to happen this month, okay? I figured I'd segue it now because this is a player who mentioned they didn't do that, play a lot of like ranked, so I want to point out that as a series we're going to try very soon, so pay attention on my Discord, okay? Here we go. Good res here. Their team is just kind of grinding your team down, though. Again, when you're soul support here, that can be a bit tough, but their team has no support still. This is amazing. All right, here we go. Good luck. Oh no. I don't think that's who you wanted to res in that room. I don't think you meant to res them in that room. That was so unlucky. Because if you res your other teammate there, it's probably a much better go with things, but I know that's who you meant to res. You had no idea a soldier was there. I thought you were going to res, what was it, the hog? But like, apparently a soldier died there at one point, chat, because I didn't even see that. I mean, so far, like, outside of what I've talked about, like, you're kind of doing what you have to do. Say you wanted to play something else too, like, Ana could be great here. You just kind of sit back and just like scope from like long range or just do stuff like that. 6v6, you can get a little bit more wild with your support, like swaps and stuff. Again, you don't have to. I was just saying if you were like trying to figure that out too. Like Ana would be a good suggestion. You could get a little bit more wild and go Kiriko and like add some damage to the back line and then just TP back to your teammates when they need help. So like you basically go DPS also. Things like that can happen. Again, I'm just giving people a wide variety of things they could do here. They got the point. I felt like that was just a really long snowball that was not really communicated as well. So your teammates kind of just lost that right there. So there's not much you can do about that one. I do want to point one thing out. Chat. One of the things the players said is they felt like they, you know, how can they get out of Silver 3? I've watched a lot of VODs nowadays. I feel like you're probably a little bit above Silver 3 right now, I would say. So I think like the point I'm making is like it's just going to be a matter of like some practice and some playing, and I think you'll climb out of it. Yeah. I think like the problem that the one thing I do see is you're doing a couple of things, like for example, and a lot of mercies will tell you this. Again, if I always invite the idea of being helpful in the comments. Again, keep in mind being helpful. One thing that you can do a little bit more of is like work on your movement, because you're doing this, see this right here? As somebody who had to recently lock in on Mercy for a play of the game series, speaking of that, support play of the game series is on its way. When I played Mercy, I started to do this, right? On Mercy, I would do a lot of like this float movement, right? Where I would kind of be like, oh, I'm gonna super jump, right? Super jumping is what Mercy's always did in Overwatch 1. That's what I'm gonna do. But a lot of the time, this is a free kill. So when you get into this kind of mindset of just like doing the float up into the air, it's really easy for the other team to kill you. One thing that I learned was using like the Guardian Angel tech of like kind of, I learned this like halfway through, chat was being helpful, of like kind of like using your Guardian Angel to slingshot. Like everybody knows the slingshot, but they don't use it a lot. So like basically like Guardian Angel into your soldier and slingshot in this way, and you can rotate around. Like, there's a lot of movement that you can do as Mercy. So, like, one thing I could suggest to you, I rarely recommend this, but I think there's some really cool custom games for that. There's some Mercy parkour ones that a lot of people can learn Mercy movements. I will say this much. When I'm in top 500 and there's a Mercy, the clear thing I can see is the movement. Mercies will finish the game, like, 20-2. Like, never die. Like, always moving around the map, maneuvering around. They kind of bait you into thinking it's a free kill and just peace out. There's a lot of really cool movement tricks that you can do. So I wanted to point that part out. So, Stadium's also a good way of introduction on that too. But Stadium has... Sometimes Stadium can be a little bit snowbally in a sense. You know, Mercy Parkour allows you to just kind of vibe. You can put on a TV show too if you want, you know what I mean? Or, you know, a YouTube video by me or something, right? All right, here we go. Good job here. Again, like, you're gonna be in a weird spot here where you just have to you're solo healing. And the best thing you can do is just damage boost your teammates and give it your all. Who was that Bastion shooting at? Oh, someone behind you. Okay, there's a soldier there. No. Right idea. Actually, you know, I gotta give you credit there. Hey, that was a smart decision by you. The Mercy had an opportunity to go for the res there and then decided to opt for help in the hazard. That was actually a very smart play. Sometimes people feel like they have to res to keep the numbers, but if you see 3 people like low HP, why not just help your teammates survive, right? Oh, they didn't have cooldown for res. Damn it! Oh, man. Editors, can we just make it so the Mercy had a res there so I don't look like a dumb poo-poo head? All right, here we go. I mean, I do like the aggressive Valks. I remember I mentioned this earlier, chat. The aggressive Valks will be really good. I actually do like this aggressive Valk by you. I want to point out one thing to you about this Valk. The idea behind the Valk was great. Timing was off. Let me explain why. Remember what we were just talking about, how your teammates all just died and like you cleaned it up? I would rather see you pop this a little bit after your teammates start to come back. The reason why you got no value out of that and nobody followed up on your damage was because nobody was there. You had 3 people. That seems fun. Man, that was a long charge. But wait, I love that the other team has committed to no support. Like, you think after a certain point, somebody's like, you know what? Okay, I'll do it. In case you're wondering, chat, I don't know if you saw the Bastion. Oh, God. I love the Bastion going right off the map. This is the Overwatch you remember? Oh, yeah. It's weird because, like, I don't think you necessarily played that bad, but I think there's things that you can work on that will help improve. And I think that's something you can take from games like these where, like, you're the solo support, the other team has no support, it's a little bit less structured than you're used to. This is where those moments of, like, getting better movement, you know, working on timing on your reses, kind of going back and forth between, you know, damage boosted and healing. It's a good practice game, truthfully, right? So, and of course, in any hero shooter fashion, the other team, you know, had a pretty good attack and decided to discuss their strategies. And they said, hey, listen, we have 0 supports. What should we do the next round? Who wants to go support? And the answer was absolutely nobody. I think they added the DPS. We don't need a support. We just need another DPS. That's it. Yeah, you can res that. That's a weird one. Because, like, it's like, do you res them? I think the answer's fine. Yeah, you're good. Sometimes, like, what's the way to put this? Would I res that? Probably not. Can you res that? Yes. The turn, oh, the slow turn to be like, okay, what's going on here? Yeah, yeah. Okay, don't. Be careful. Bastion in front of you. Okay, yeah. Hey, Crap, can you do me a favor, by the way? When we do this video, can you put the custom game code for Mercy Parkour? Those codes changed? Oh, do they change? I thought you could have... Okay, what I mean, Crap, is put a code of a Mercy Parkour there, I think, right? Wait, yeah, I don't know. Chat, do you have any, like, suggestions on codes? I don't know. I haven't played it a ton, so I didn't know there was, like, 100 ones. Maybe put a few codes? Like a couple examples? You'll do the Sabrina Carpenter Espresso one? Wait, there's a Sabrina Carpenter Espresso one? That sounds pretty cool. Wait, what? Okay, I need to pause for a second. What is the Sabrina Carpenter Espresso one? Now I want to know. Wait, what is that? Is it just playing, like... Am I getting a DMCA'd? Every checkpoint has the lyrics? That's great. All right, yeah, you can post that one in there. That one's... Sorry, chat. Excuse my ignorance. I didn't realize there was hundreds of Mercy Parkour codes. That's awesome. All right, let's do this. I mean, hey, your teammates get the point. I mean, listen, in theory, your team should win this game, just to point that out. Like, if I'm going up against a team of 5 DPS and a Reinhardt, first of all, okay, I want to give a little bit of, like, advice here if you're ever in this situation, chat. That Reinhardt should not survive for too long. Just to point that out. Like Rein and that comp in 6v6 should fall over. Also, chat, the other team now has support but no tank. So the Rein went Ana. Yep. So they have a support now, but they have 5 DPS. Yeah, I mean, you have to be on cart. This is Yeah, let's go. That was mean of the Bastion. I mean, it is a smart play because, like, you're really the only... honestly, I think the smart play would have been to go for some of the more static DPS because they can't really keep themselves alive anyway. Good res. Good job. Go back to the cart. Okay. Damage boost one of your DPS now, like your soldier right in front of you. I would actually let your teammates deal with that. Damage boost your soldier or your Freya. There you go. The reason why you want to do this is because you're going to put a lot of early pressure on them, and when them having no tank, this should be a lot easier, so good job on that one. Oh, oh wait, the other team is starting to make a comp chat. Wait a second. They have 2 tanks and a support now. What is this? So their team finally, after all of that discussion for the past however amount of time it's been, I want to hit the scoreboard very quickly. Dude, this is amazing. I want chat to see how much healing Roadhog has, because that's how much Roadhog can heal when you don't have like a support with you all the time. Damage boost Bastion in turret form. This goes back to, remember when I mentioned like priority on like damage boost? If you see a turret form Bastion, switch your damage boost to the Bastion. See what I'm saying? Although, you could argue Bastion's left click is like a better Soldier 76 right now, which is interesting to say the least. Yeah, scoreboard on replays they added this season, which I like having. Yeah, this is a rare 6v6 spectate. Yep. I'm in I'll do like one of these, like, you know, every month or few weeks maybe. I think like there is enough people playing 6v6 now or like want to at least try it that I think it's worth giving some feedback on it at times. This game's a little bit wild, so more of my feedback is based off of things that can help the player individually in these type of comps, because like, let's be real here, these comps are wild. You said they give up the comp to a real... Oh yeah, they should have stayed on the 5 DPS comp. There's the Bastion ultimate again. Much smarter. Remember earlier I said, chat, it would be smarter for the Bastion to go for everybody else because they don't have the heals? That's what I meant. They don't have much mobility, so it's going to fall over. I mean, the Vendetta could have maybe survived that, but... Hey, you made a friend. That Tracer. There you go. See right there, by the way? So let's go to the Bastion's point of view, and I want you to see this. Okay, ready? Here goes the Mercy. Gonna escape out to the team. Do you see how easy it was to kill you right there? So that's why I want you to kind of like practice that movement, whether it's through, you know, Mercy parkour or like just when you're playing. When you float like that, no matter what rank you're in, it's gonna be a pretty free kill. That's why I wanted to give you an example of what it's like when the other team's point of view is. Okay? I still can't believe I found out there was like 300 Mercy parkour codes. That's amazing. I was just gonna say don't Valk it. I should have said it prior because now I could have just said that anyway. I didn't want you to Valk that because you had no teammates there. And the last time you Valked on defense, you did the same thing. You're not looking at the numbers. I want you to Valk aggressively. I just want you to do it when your team's there. But like honestly, like your teammates did push up with it and got a few kills, so it kind of worked out. But I think you could have got a more valuable Valk there. Just a little bit, a couple more seconds. Just a patience thing there. Hey, there you go. That was a little bit of that back and forth Guardian Angel. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit more of it now. Okay, now I'm back to this. But, you know, I mean, you can do that. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm seeing it a bit more now. Okay. Well, this is 6v6, so 6v6 runs open queue. The only limitation in 6v6, from my understanding, is you can only have 2 tanks. That's it. Every other, you could have 6 supports, you could have 6 DPS, but you can only have 2 tanks. So. There you go. Wait for it. Good heals. Hey, you're already better than me right now because when I was doing my Play of the Game series, the amount of people that would get tilted I wouldn't use my flash heal was very high. Because I wasn't used to playing Mercy, so I would forget about the flash heal even though I knew how important it was. I'd go like 2 minutes without using it because I'd forget about it. There you go. Good job damage boosting the Bastion. That's what I was talking about, of like the damage boost timing being correct. That was very well done. That gave Bastion pretty much guaranteed kills. Well played. Good job using the high ground to survive. Don't be afraid to just sit up on this high ground, by the way. Like, don't be afraid to do that because you're going to be fine and capture the point. But, like, that's okay to do that if they can't shoot. So, nice job. Hey, the game's still going. We'll see what the strategy adjustments are here. Will your teammates add another support? Will their teammates commit to a bunch of DPS? I don't know. Let's find out. Bastion's position is bad. Your position is good here. Good job using the cover right away. This is an adjustment I love that you made. Pretty much you made it early on the first round, and then you did it right from the get-go. So I'm glad that you kind of, like, incorporated what you saw in the first half and applied that for, like, you know, a good play. Right? Damage boost your Bastion during that. There you go. Try to heal your Hazard behind you. I would actually try to GA out of here. Guardian Angel. Yeah, I mean, team kind of just got grinded down there. I feel like your team played that like they had like 5 DPS again and no supports. There's really no winning for you in that situation unless they get the picks. Like, you're not going to be able to keep everybody alive if all of them are critical. Ooh, a little bit risky. I like it, though. I like it. You know, your team's going to snowball anyway if you don't... Oh, Soldier gets slept immediately. Soldier, there you go. Good job. Damage boost your Soldier. Great damage boost. Okay, Valk now. Great Valk. Start with damage. Oh, get some heals up. Go into damage again. Yeah, you're doing everything right here. Good job. Good flash heal to keep your Soldier alive. Damage boost, like, you're probably your Hazard right now. I think your Hazard can skill expression on point. Nice job there. This is tough. You're going to have to go to your... I don't know what's going to happen here. Rez. Good job. Woo. You know, you played that pretty cleanly, by the way. Honestly, like, I felt like that was a very, like, stressful team fight. So you actually played that pretty well, all things considered. Your teammates didn't make it easy there with how much damage they were taking. I think you made some good decisions, yeah. I think you've done a fairly decent job, all things considered. So hopefully that gives you a bit of confidence that, like, you can get past, like, this Silver 3 area you've been stuck in. I think you have a lot you can work with here, and I think it can go well. So let's see. I was kind of hoping your Soldier fell over immediately and spawn again. That would have been funny. Keep things consistent, you know? Go up here. Tracer just goes down. Go back. Okay, good job. Look around. Damage boost your Soldier. Well played there. Good job. I mean, this has been very, very, very clean. Well played. Try to keep your Bastion alive in a second. There you go. Good burst heal. You were definitely using your flash heal, which is good to see. Yeah. Clean first team fight here. Very clean. If you can snowball them, you might have a good time. Get the point. Well played. Now you have one team fight to win it all here. Although, you can, oh man, yeah, you're making the right decision. There's no point to res that. Yep, you made the right choice. Oh, the cart. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that when it pushed out of the doors, there is a little bit of wiggle room there, just so you know. But I wanted to make sure that you, someone was on it. You don't have to res that. You're just gonna have to, just trust your team here to not get rolled here on point, and then you have a res anyway. Good job. You can res now. Healing station's down. So the moment the Soldier pops the healing station, that's your heals, and you can just get the res off. Good job by your Soldier. Oh, the card. Oh, the Tracer. I think you have it, but, like, who knows? Okay, come on. Wait, you got the kill. There we go. And your team won. Good job. It all worked out. But anyway, I think you can climb past Silver 3. I saw some good things out of you here. I even saw your movement improve towards the end of this VOD. So as I was recommending, work a little bit on like the damage boost decision making. Your decision making was pretty solid this game. Your timings were slightly off. So I just want you to kind of look at what I was talking about, where you would ult a little bit too early. While it was the right idea of ulting aggressively, it just make sure your teammates are kind of ready to go, or at least there. You don't have to like be like, hey, is everybody ready? Just make sure they're within range of you. In a good spot. Movement was like I said, you can work on it. That's something that can be helpful. But outside of that, like, I think you're going to be fine. I mean, again, I obviously don't play a ton of Mercy, but you played this was a pretty stressful game too. You were the only support with a bunch of damage happening and with the DPS passive involved now. Like, that's a lot less healing than you normally do. So good job on getting the dub there. Work on some of the things we mentioned, and I think you'll see that climb. You got this. You absolutely got this. You like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't. Leave a comment. All that helps. You want to have videos like this? My Discord's where to do it. We'll have some like parkour codes in the description. Apparently there's some really cool ones, so I'm sure Crap will have fun with that one. And outside of that, you want to watch more of these VODs? Let me know if you like the 6v6 also, just so, you know, some feedback there. Click this little box right here. You see it? It has a video. I think this goes here. I've never actually looked to see if it's actually on the video, but click it. It's a good one. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day/night.